Alright guys, this will be the last little bit of today's stream. We are currently in Nissan. There she is. I like how they make your characters bounce up and down like you're actually walking up steps. It's not just like an incline. It's a nice little touch. And this staircase takes forever. I think we've reached the top. It's farther on in. Oh my! What an exquisite portrait! And the beautiful young lady portrayed is quite beyond comparison too. What is more, this looks rather familiar. What do you think, Faye? Yes, I was just thinking the same thing. The hair is a different color, but the atmosphere or personality about her is exactly the same. What? Hair color? What do you mean? What do I mean? Look! It's the girl I met in the forest! It's Ellie! I mean, there's something about her that's just like Ellie. You don't think so? Yes, now that you mention it, she does resemble Ellie. But that is not what I was talking about. I meant that the brush techniques and overall style used in this picture is similar to yours. Really? Does it? First of all, I'm nowhere near as good as an artist. No, it is very similar to your style. But somehow I can sense an atmosphere of sadness in this picture. She is smiling, but in a way, it gives the impression that she's anxious. Perhaps the picture is reflecting her inner self? Or perhaps it is the inner feelings of the artist being conveyed. Ah, if you look closely, you will notice that the painting is not completely finished. The artist put his brushes down when it was near completion. Why is that? I don't know, but my grandmother might have known about it. Oh, what if we ask Anya? She might know something. Alright, now I get to run back down. Alright then, I'll be with Sister Anya's. Well, shall we head back down into town now? Yes, alright. But this painting has caught my curiosity. Do you mind if I speak to Sister Anya's before we head back down to town? Yeah, okay. We'll stop by her room on the way out. Ah man, Nissan, the greatest part of this game. Lacan. Is something wrong, Faye? You look like you're daydreaming. Huh? No, it's nothing. Lacan. It's over here. Why does war never disappear from this world? To me it is clear that it is meaningless. Perhaps it is our fate to be forever at discord with each other. The road we must take is out there somewhere. The way of the confusion we are now facing, the sister sitting diagonally across from me is desperately looking for that answer. We're transcribing scrolls. Scrolls over 100 years old get worn, so we renew them. It's one of our daily tasks. Somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight. No, it must be somewhere. The truth that we have not yet come to know. Oh! That scared me. You're very devoted. Well, sort of. It's just that after sneaking into the capital, I started to think about a lot of things. And I've come to realize the world isn't right the way it is now. That's probably true. They still let you climb the ladders. I wonder what kind of person Sophia was. I would have loved to have met her. I understand you were shown Sophia's portrait. The lady portrayed in that picture is Nissan's great founding mother. Some say that it was painted at least 500 years ago. 500 years ago? Now that is quite amazing. Personally, I find it intriguing. Do you have any historical material from that period? In our hands, there are no such records left intact. All records and material concerning Sophia have been lost. The portrait is the only thing left. We too do not have much knowledge about her. That is too bad. So there really is nothing left at all? For someone who has helped Marguerite, I would love to have shared them, but unfortunately I am unable to help here. Oh well, none the matter. Please, do not worry about it. I was just inquiring. But it does seem somewhat strange. If such a majestic building as this survived history, then it is likely a scroll or two would remain too. According to tradition, Sophia was present about 500 years ago. She sacrificed herself for the people and has been summoned to be with God. That's all I can tell you. I see. So everything was lost in the darkness of history. Man, could you imagine if all of our history just disappeared? What if this was all because of Ted Pharaoh? Hey guys, like, what if all the history is lost because of Ted Pharaoh? Wouldn't that be something? Alright, let's get out of here. Let's head back to town, or the ship, or I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I won't be done this part though, it's not overly exciting. Does the heart good to see the innocent play of children? Out of the way, out of the way. Ah! Young master! The people of Nisan were most generous to allow us to rent this house, so there will be no need to seek lodgings at the inn for a while. Also, Master Sigurd wishes a word with you regarding your next move, if he may. Alright, so where's Sig? The good Master Sigurd is waiting for you inside. Okay, thanks Mason. What's this old man doing? Why is he, like, hugging my ass? Trying to suck the shit out of it like it's a Go-Gurt tube? Whenever I come here, it always calms my heart. Anyway, young master, I want to work out what our plans are from here on. Alright, but before we do that, there's something I want to ask you. Me? Yeah. Sig, what's up with you and the Gebler officer? What's the connection between you and him? You know, you sure know a lot about Gebler for some reason. Alright, I'll tell you. Me and Citan here. We used to live in Solaris. Solaris? You mean where Gebler's from? That's right. Solaris calls foreigners lambs. They are used as manual labor. Basically, it's slavery. Slavery? Is that where you met him? Yes, it was there. We worked for the Solaris government for a short while, but we learned to dislike their methods and escaped the first chance we had. You were friends with these people? I met you when I was a kid, and we've been together ever since then. So this would have had to have happened before, even before then. I probably wouldn't have understood this if I had heard it earlier, but why didn't you think I could deal with it now? Surely you could have told me about this, especially when you had something to do with the people who are backing the Shakan idiot. I wish you'd told me sooner. There's nothing I can do about that now. But there's one thing I want you to believe. We left Solaris on our own will. And for our own reasons. And they've appeared before us. We can't just sit back and do nothing. If need be, I will give my life to stop them. Alright, I understand. But can you elaborate a little more? Where is Solaris? What bugs me is this surface dwellers thing. It's as if Solaris is like in another location, like up in the clouds or something? Yes, well... Etrinak, the capital of Solaris Empire, is located in the skies above. Solaris is separated from the land by dimensional distortion fields known as gates. Passing between the two requires special means of transportation, such as an airship. To get to Ave, we stowed away on a regular flight to the surface. I came much later than Sigurd did, but I also escaped in the same way. What are lambs? That is the word Solarians use to indicate those who live on the earth. As I said before, such surface dwellers or earth dwellers are used for manual labor there. Manual labor could be anything from soldiers to administrative jobs. Solaris gathers its workforce from the land dwellers. Jobs are divided up by who is most suitable. Sometimes people are brainwashed. Brainwashed? When you, young master, were still an infant, I was used as a test subject. There was probably something they valued inside of me. You too, Doc? No. I was born in the lower city levels. It is not a complete secret, but I guess I am a Solarian. You see, you still need people to run a country. No matter how scientifically advanced you are, you have no support without people. Pure Solarians are rare. They would not even make up a quarter of Ave's total population, so they support their country by stealing surface dwellers. Who is that man? His name is Karen Ramses. And you know he's the Gebler commander. Ramses? We call him Kar. In Solaris there's an officer training school called Jugend. He became the commander after leaving there. He is a lower level citizen, the same as me. However, with his amazing abilities, after graduating he rose through the ranks with unparalleled speed. That man had one ideal, to achieve a consolidation of all his colleagues. Even land dwellers, if they had talent, were brought into the army. So you two were picked by Ramses? No, we were not picked by him. We aligned ourselves with him. At that time, we agreed with him. At the time, Ramses was our hope. He had high ideals and wanted to change the system in Solaris. To us test subjects and lower level citizens, He was truly all that we wished for. A benefactor? Yes, even I, a test subject, was changed by his ideals. Alright. And why did you leave? So, why was it that you wanted to flee from Solaris? We were placed in the key military positions by Ramses, and thanks to that we came to know the relationship between Solaris and the surface dwellers. The lambs, right? They weren't just using us lambs for slave labor. They also selected some of us to be used as subjects in experiments to refine their drugs. Drugs that change people's personalities to make them more aggressive and to draw out their latent abilities. They were using us as human guinea pigs to test their psychological alteration drugs. Human guinea pigs experimenting on humans? Yes, for example, I have red skin. Drive. That drug and all drugs like it are byproducts of human experimentation. However, the role of such experimental subjects was not limited to just that. This drive drug is something anyone in the Solaris army can use? At least anyone in the Gebler forces who was sent to the surface. You're worried about her, huh? I saw some. In her room. No. Anyway, using slaves as guinea pigs, how low are these guys? Damn! I think I get most of it. Old Mason! Go reserve the town hall for us. We'll finish talking there. I'm going outside to get some air. Sigurd. I should have been honest with him sooner. It is best not to worry about it. You did all you could at the time. The young one will understand. I am sure the young master would never have dreamed of such a tale. I guess you already knew? Well, now that you ask, yes I did. However, when Sigurd was telling his story, I thought it was best to stay quiet. Please try and help the young master come to terms with all that he has just heard. Alright. What the fuck is he? This music definitely sounds like Chrono Trigger. That's what I was thinking of with it. The fuck is Bart? There he is. Of course, he's on a bridge. Why? Where else would he be? That's the anime trope. I had no idea Sig had such a past. Are you still suspicious of Sigurd? Well, I mean, it was just so sudden. I kind of expected to hear something different, like that we were childhood rivals or something. But that's nothing compared to the story he just told us, is it? So hearing his story has you confused because it was not so simple. There was a time when he was cooperating with one of the Gebler generals. Furthermore, behind Gebler was a country that you had never even heard of. Hey, what are you picking on me for? No, I'm not picking on you or blaming anything on you. What I am saying is this. If you think about how he feels, then you see why he could not talk with you about this until now. Looking at the activities of Solaris toward other countries up until now, it has never gone simply maintaining their own empire or self-preservation. And as you've seen, the military power is immense, so Sigurd was probably thinking ahead. First, he was probably concentrating on taking care of the problems here on the continent of Ignis. Once things were settled here, It would give him a stronger foundation to deal with Solaris later, which is a much better plan than rushing straight into a war he knew we could not win. Quite logical, really. Sounds like you understand one another pretty well. Well, it's not like we were newly acquainted, is it? And we had talked about a lot of things up until we decided to escape from Solaris. Speaking of that, why did you leave? That Ramses guy is supposed to be a star of hope or something, wasn't he? Yes, I certainly thought it so at first. Then I realized his way of thinking really was not that much of a change in the previous system. Basically, the only difference was whether they stressed people's rank and class or their skill. The words had changed, but it was still no different from what Solaris itself had been doing until then. He had no intentions of bringing everyone a better way of life. In other words, he's an elitist. I don't think I like him much either. So, Citan, do you think I can beat Gebler? Why? Are you planning on fighting them? As long as they're working with Shakan, there's no way around it. The way things are going, I'm sure we'll have to fight them sooner or later. I suppose so, but even if we were to defeat the Gebler forces here, there's still Solaris to deal with. If we are not careful, it's possible that we may get involved in a longer war than that with Shakan. Do you not agree that continuing the way we have been going on is rather hard on everyone? I think it's time we try to get help from a greater number of people. So defeating Shakan is not going to get rid of the likes of Gebler. I know what you're trying to say. To vanquish Gebler, first gain thy throne, right? You could put it that way. Katsumo, welcome to the stream. That is not my bot. That's a bot that's just on Twitch, I guess. I like the Stay Hydrated bot, though. I keep him. I let him stay. What do you mean? You could put it that way. But then again, maybe it's time I did something about that. Yeah, I let him stick around because, you know, it's kind of amusing. I'm glad you love this game. I'm a big fan of this game too, though it's been a long time since I played it, so you're gonna see a lot of me trying to remember where to go, what to do, sort of thing. Aha. I went to the tool shop to borrow a table. The owner said if we need anything for the young master, just ask for it. I'm grateful. When I was a kid, I borrowed stuff from there and got in big trouble. Borrowed? What did you take? A toy boat. I think that's what it was. I put fireworks in it and let it float on the cathedral's lake. I always used to play Navy. I'm not sure, but I think I pretended the lake was the open sea, and I was the fleet commander. Anyway, forget those old stories. We should get started. That's right, it's actual commander time. First, Gebler is the big problem. Yes, Ramses is headed towards achieving his goals. That he is now commander of Gebler is proof of that. A normal man could not progress so quickly through the country's organization, and now he is presently located here in Ignis. Frankly, the situation is not very favorable. We need to somehow find a weak spot and attack it with all our might. First, let's just concentrate on Shakan. Once he's out of the way, and Ave is safe again, we can think about how to deal with Gebler. With our present strength, we should be able to hold off the Royal Guard forces. The problem is how to deal with Gebler in the meantime. They will most likely move at Shakan's request. They're not just gonna sit and watch quietly. May I have a look there, please? In short, we want Gebler to leave for a while, at least until we are able to take back the royal capital of Ledevik. These are the Gebler units currently in Ave, correct? The Western Gods, the Royal Capital Defense Force. And units along the front line at the border with Kislev. There are 3 main groups. Each is made up of a mix of Gebler and Ave forces. Only 2 of these are very large. The Royal Capital's defense unit and the Kislev border units. The Western Guard along the border is a little more than a surveillance team. In order to recapture the Royal Capital, it will be necessary to draw these defense units away from Bledavik. We have some Kislev-made gears, correct? Yeah, we captured some earlier. What if we use those gears to make a raid on the Western Guards, here at the border with Nissan? I see. We'll draw them out by making it look like Kislev is invading Ave. But the problem is, will attacking the border guards be enough to set the center in motion? To be sure then, Nissan will just have to appear to align with Kislev. If they see it that way, they will certainly make a move. You're saying that you intend to use Nissan as bait? Doc? Citan is very sensitive to Nissan and Kislev's actions. If Nissan starts moving, he will probably leave it up to Gebler, but... Of course, I do not wish to do that from the beginning, but looking at the situation, we might have to be willing to go that far. First, we infiltrate into the capital. To take out Citan, we'll have to meet up with our agents already in the city. We are forgetting one thing. The front line units along Kislev's border. The main strength of Ave's fleet is the battleship Kaifenzile. It's been in service since the reign of the last king. Because of its firepower, the whole unit is nicknamed the Invincible Fleet. I recall yesterday's intelligence report said that the ship is near the border. Damn, that puts everything in jeopardy! Do not feel so down. I simply wanted to give you to see the current distribution of force in the area. Even in the worst case that they do come, it will not be such a great problem. What do you mean? I have some additional information about Ave's border fleet. The former Ave Supreme Commander was transferred there. Not really transferred, more like demoted. His name is Vanderkoom. Vanderkoom? You don't mean the Vanderkoom that was in Jugend? The very same. Young, he has not been able to adapt to the changing tactics, particularly following the introduction of gears. He is a man who will never stray from his dependence on large naval guns. You mean he's stubborn? He is all size and no real military power. An excellent target for pirates. Young master, this is not going to be an act of piracy. Just kidding. Actually, the number of gears assigned to the fleet seems to have been reduced. Even with that, how gallant of him to be so self-righteous. Is he that much of a musclehead? It'll be fun taunting him. Young master! I know. Anyway, Citan, do you think he can strike out our gear forces? It is not a problem. Even with Vanderkoom, we have enough forces left to pull off the feint. However, it would not be wise to underestimate our opponents. Well, now that we know what we are up against, here's what we'll do. Apart from our main unit heading for Bledavik, we must keep the fleet at the Kislev border from returning to the capital. So you're suggesting we have another unit? A few effective soldiers to hold the enemy at bay. A small force is best. A small force? What if Faye leads a group of gears there? Me? Hold on now. There's no reason to involve you all in this. I'll do it. Yes, let me do it. When do we leave? Are you sure? We've come this far. Hey, we're friends to the end now. Speed is everything. We should do this as soon as possible. Alright, tomorrow. I am truly grateful. Faye, Citan. Hey, Omega Theory. Yeah! Weren't you already following? There's no way we can lose. No one will die in vain. Anyway, welcome to the community. Well put, young master. Well, that puts me one person closer to my goal, which I need 4 people now, guys. Thank you all very much for the support and the follows lately. Good morning! What's with the long face? Not feeling well? Or are you feeling sad about saying goodbye? Or maybe you're just nervous. Shut up, stupid. Don't bug me. Why does it feel like Sigurd's sprite has been cut off there? Oh, come on. What is this? Katsumo! Thank you very much! Welcome to our community. We got a great bunch of people here. They're very quiet today, though. Normally I have a lot more chatters, but sometimes, it goes on and off. But we like to talk about RPGs, various different video games. I'm going to be moving my desk around so I get less of an echo as well, so that helps. Well, it's almost time. Yeah. Is everyone ready to go? I'll be waiting here, so let me know when you're through preparing. Yeah, we do. I do play a lot of RPGs. There's a new wind blowing today, but there's also a lot of other types of games I play as well. So I don't think I can do any leveling here. Can I? I don't think so. I'm at a part where I can't level. That's fine though. Yes, indeed. Perfect. Alright, unfortunately though, guys, I gotta get ready for work, so that's gonna be the end of today's stream, but don't worry,